What's up, math scholars? It's Mrs. Harp here. It's 7:54, so I've got a class full of awake, smiling scholars in front of me. Hey, my freshmen have some advice for you juniors. You ready? The best time to be a math scholar is all the time. Who's excited to be a math scholar today? Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, this first one, they're looking for the Y-intercept. I can see it right away, but if you are unsure because maybe there's a shift, graph it real quick. Everybody go ahead and graph this super quick. Let's see what we're seeing and point out the Y-intercept. Yeah. Okay, my scholars have reported back and they're looking at the graph and they're seeing that it's crossing through at 6. And that's because 6 is the A value. So the A value is normally the Y-intercept unless there's a shift. So we're going to say our Y-intercept is 6 and we're going to move along. Sound good? All right, we're going to play Board Buddies on 2, and I'll come back and explain what my scholars did at the board, okay? All right, if you want my advice, the part that everybody messes up is their rate. So make sure that 9% is going into the equation, which they provided to you, as 0.09, that's your R value. The time period, the 10, is your T value, and the 180 is your principal investment. That's called an original investment. So any troubles getting 426.13? That's dollars. So this person's not a millionaire, unfortunately. All right. Yeah, we'll send up Board Buddies on this one too. All right. So these groups came up. They figured out there were 12 years between 2009 and 1997. So they subtracted those two numbers to get the 12 years. They figured out the company will be worth $579. It's not all that much for a company. Oh, it's in millions. Okay. So it's $579 million. Okay, it's making more sense. The one thing you guys blew by that Tori noticed is she's like, what are they asking here? What's the annual percent growth? They just want that answer to be 9%. So you look at that 1.09 and you think, what was that rate? It was a 9% rate. Does that make sense? Because it was 1 plus 0.09. Okay. Again, this would be in Polaris, and this would be a multiple choice question. All right. Looks like Mayla's got some fish that are exponentially growing. So let's figure this one out. Alrighty. So the formula everybody should be using is y equals a times b to the x, where a is the starting amount, and Mayla's starting with 7 fish. B is the growth factor, and they are doubling each month, and then T is the time period, or how many times they would end up doubling, and they would end up doubling 12 times. So it looks like everybody got the right answer, 28,672. All right, looks like another exponential growth problem. We got bacteria this time. All right, it just looks like they put a 10 in for T, so 1,536,000, and they even labeled bacteria. Bunch of scholars. Any questions on that one? All right, we're going to have you graph the function, label that asymptote, and answer domain and range. You're not going to have any tables to fill out on the quiz because it is in Polaris. They're mostly multiple choice questions. So mostly be multiple choice and true-false questions such as, does this line have an asymptote at y equals 0, true or false? Or select the domain of this function. It would be a multiple choice filled with different domains. So does that make sense? How they'll turn these into multiple choice questions? All right, so you can bring your calculators up if I call your group up. I guess I should talk. All right, so everybody make sure they've got that asymptote drawn in with a dotted line at y equals 0. It's always going to be y equals 0 unless there's a vertical shift. Would it ever be like x equals 0? No, it will never be x equal anything. Hint, hint. Okay. The domain would be negative infinity to infinity. I'm going to draw arrows because this continues. And the range is going to be from that asymptote on up to infinity. So from 0 up to infinity. Okay? So that's why that vertical shift would affect the range. If there was a vertical shift. There's not on this one. Okay? I think we're doing more graphing on this one. So let's get some people up. All right. This one is pretty easy. There's no shift. So it's just going to be pretty much like the last one. We're going negative infinity to infinity for domain, 0 to infinity for range, and I love that they put that asymptote in there at y equals 0. All right, we've finally arrived at one where there's some shift. Let's see how these people do at it, and then we'll talk. All right, let's just explain what all these numbers mean. This 2 is kind of like a starting amount, like I'm starting out with $2. The 1/2 is the growth factor, so that's what's causing the decay. If you have something that asks, is this growth or decay, you want to look at the base number. The base number is the guy that has the exponent. So this causes the decay. This 5 causes the 5 right shift, horizontal shift. This 1 causes a 1 up shift. Now the right-left shift is opposite of what you'd expect. That's why I went with right instead of left. And then there's a cute little drawing. I would label the asymptote y equals 1. And that's going to directly affect my range. I can only go from 1 to infinity on my y-axis. But I can go from negative infinity to infinity on my x-axis for domain. All right, given this function, what's the annual rate of depreciation? Let's just do this together. So basically, this is a depreciation problem. Maybe it's a car that's depreciating, or a car is not going to be $1,200. So maybe it's a four-wheeler that's depreciating. But we need the rate of depreciation. Anybody think they know? Where's my scholars at? I need a scholar's plan. Lauren? Very good. The answer you would want to select is 25%. Because they have a 75% growth factor, so what actually happened to get that 75% is they did 1 minus 25%. Does that make sense? So you got to get your thinking brains turned on to figure that one out. It's a 25% annual rate of depreciation that would cause that growth factor to be 0.75. Good job, Lauren. All right, we've got Patricia up here investing quarterly. Let's see if she's a millionaire. All right, hello people. I thought it might be fun to recap this formula. Maybe not fun, but beneficial. So P is your principal investment, the original amount. They went with $4,500 for Patricia. R is going to be your interest rate as a decimal. So they went with 0.06 for the 6%. Don't forget to move that decimal twice. And then N is always the hard one for people. N is the number of times per year you get interest. In her case, it's quarterly. That's N equals 4. Okay, so we went with N equals 4 for quarterly. And, wow, okay, we don't want to do 60. Oh, okay, I see what they did. I'm going to erase this just for the people in the video. They put their 4 here and then times their 15. And they made a 60, which is absolutely correct. You can make it a 60. But I wanted the people in the video to see they got the 60 with the 4 times 15. All right, so I believe their answer is correct, though. Good job. Since I'm talking on the video, quarterly is 4, but I want to refresh everything you could see Thursday. What does semi-annual mean? 2. What does monthly mean? 12. What does daily mean? 365, and I believe that's everything you could possibly have thrown at you. Okay? Unless I'm forgetting one. Quarterly, 4. We already talked about that one. Quarterly is 4. Look good? Is that a complete study set there? All right, Dennis. Let's see if Dennis is going to be a millionaire. All right, poor Dennis. He's not a millionaire either. None of these people on the study guide are millionaires. And we got 0.085 for our rate. 12 for our N value for monthly, and 30 for our time period. Thumbs up already. And last one, our new truck. This is my husband's new truck. It's going to depreciate its way to nothing soon, so don't buy new vehicles. That's a terrible life decision. All right, well, this is a sad scenario because this truck worth $60,000 this year. It's only going to be worth $900 by the year 2040. So hopefully it depreciates less than 18% each year. Maybe it'll only depreciate 5% each year. We'll see. All right, so any questions? There is no homework. So thanks for watching our super long 9-minute video. But hopefully you are ready for the quiz now. We'll play speed dating tomorrow.